ladies and gentlemen, shall we begin? Well, good morning, everybody. Talking about coming in on the seat of my pants. Well, it's hard to do that. If you're wearing pants, you gotta be on the seat of your pants, right? I know it's loud. I'll turn it down. But it's epic. So, good morning. How you doing? And, kind of muffled. Oh, here, let's try that. Maybe, is that better? I know the music's loud. Much louder than normal. So, I'm so late today. I'm like, let's just go. Let's just do it live. We'll do it live. And so that's what we're gonna do. Hope you're ready. I kind of am. How about we do this thing? Johnny, are you in the studio yet? Johnny, play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yep, that's me. Good damn morning, Americans. In the immortal words of, what's his name? Jericho Green, my buddy Jericho Green. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, I got here so late this morning that I literally had to just throw it together. I don't have a plan. I have articles that I have bookmarked from last night and whatever. But there is some breaking news this morning, so I'll get to that shortly. In fact, literally, maybe 20 minutes ago, state of emergency declared in the United States. I'll tell you about that and more. But why is this so quiet? There we go. But we're gonna say hi to everybody first because that's what I do. I hope more people show up. I literally just started the stream. The 6 minutes you had of wait time, if you got on here early like AD, that was it. That's how much time I've been here. I literally walked in, click, click, click. My computer froze on me for whatever reason. So I had to restart my computer twice. Something happened, but now it's fixed. I don't know what I did. I'm just one of those boomer tech people. And here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day. Okay, first the chat over on Rumble. Avocado Diablo gets the bell. Maybe. Where's the bell? Where's everything? Is that truly not working? Are you serious? What the hell is going on here? Everything's messed up. Nothing's working. It's plugged in. It's turned on. This is not my day, people. It's not my damn day. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Let's try this again. Okay. Ha! There it is! Avocado Diablo, first in the chat over on Rumble. Yes! I got it figured out. I'm having a bad day. Good morning also Mike Savage, Blarg, and Next Gen Troll over on Rumble. I tip my cup to you in the Starry Night coffee cup today. Over on YouTube. First in the chat, Mr. Avocado. Oh, wait, no. That's just a habit. It's actually Tyrannis Alexandrius Trumlich. This is going to be one of those days, isn't it? Hi. Also, good morning to Avocados Diablo, Trippy, Liberty, Don, Julio, Gulf City Biker and Trash Man, Renee Mayette, hello, good morning, Special K on Acid, Mike Savage, Blargs, also, hello, Games Lames, welcome back, Simon Wolfwood, Somnambul Nation. I didn't even tweet out the show this morning. Anybody tweet out the show? If you did, I'm just going to retweet you because I didn't do it. There's Jimmy Das Hotep, thank you for doing that, and Somnambul Nation. I don't want to reply. I just wanted to retweet. Oh my God. This is just, everything's crap today. Let's see. Let's retweet you and retweet you. Thank you. Because I didn't do it. All right. Uh-oh. What happened? Okay. So then, Games Lane, especially I said, and Renee at and Mike. Wait a minute, how is that? It is that all that's here? Okay, okay, y'all. Share the stream, invite your friends, tell them we're here. I will just be here. And Jimmy Das Hotep, hello, Jimmy Das Hotep. I'm having a morning, guys. I really am. It's a mess. Thank you, everyone who's been tweeting out the show, because I didn't. I didn't get here in time. I'm having a rough morning. Let's just put it that way. If you haven't noticed, I'm having a rough morning. So let's just get it on. Get it on. Let's see. Let's see what's happening in the world. Oh, I was going to tell you the breaking news. Hello, Jay Pylon. What's up, my friend? Good morning. Let's just start with the breaking news. This is literally. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. There's some breaking news from This Is CNN. And again, this is gonna be one of those days where I'm just gonna do it all live. Apparently, that community. Whoops! Don't do that. Oh no! That's not what I want. God dang it! What the hell is going on here? Breaking news on CNN. They just tweeted this out a little bit ago. Apparently, America's largest LGBTQ plus civil rights organization has declared a national state of emergency, citing multiple threats facing millions. Hello, Lord Stanhope. They're taking victimhood to a whole. Oh my God! Look who they have in the picture on This Is CNN. Oh my God! These assholes, the Fed fuckers. Sorry, I'm swearing already. This is gonna be one of those days, people. Human Rights Campaign. Okay, this is the organization. That's the reason why every TV network, every company, all these organizations all are kind of forced into constantly promoting LGBTQ plus stuff because they give all these companies a score, and for some reason all these companies think that this is important to them. Human Rights Campaign declares national state of emergency for LGBTQ plus people. Oh my God. Okay, let me find some, since it's kind of epic music day, so I've been doing epic music, and I don't, whatever that means. And so let me see if I can find. Let's see, hopeful. No, it has to be ominous, dark, heavy, ponderous. Let's find some. Here, let me find something here. Let's see. Well, this says dark, heavy, ponderous. Let's try this one. For the first time in its 4-decade history. Can you hear that? Kind of? Okay. For the first time in its 4-decade history, America's largest lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer civil rights organization. Now remember, there used to be just a gay rights organization, has declared a national state of emergency for members of the LGBTQ plus community, the Human Rights Campaign said on Tuesday. LGBTQ plus Americans are living in a state of emergency. The multiplying threats facing millions in our community are not just perceived, they are real, tangible, and dangerous. The group's president, Kelly Robinson, said in many cases, they are resulting in violence against LGBTQ plus people, forcing families to uproot their lives and flee their homes in search of safer states, and triggering a tidal wave of increased homophobia and transphobia that puts the safety of each and every one of us at risk. Alongside the emergency declaration, the group will release a digital guidebook including health and safety resources, a summary of state-by-state laws, know your rights, information, and resources designed to support LGBTQ plus travelers and those living in hostile states. The historic announcement just a few days into Pride Month follow an unprecedented wave of anti-LGBTQ plus legislation in 2023, according to the Human Rights Campaign, as violence against LGBTQ people continues and the community's rights have become a flashpoint in the 2024 election. Years after 49 people were killed at Pulse Gay nightclub in Florida by a gay man, Club Q in Colorado in November by a non-binary man became the site of a massacre at a beloved LGBTQ safe space. And the Human Rights Campaign just last month issued an updated travel notice for Florida, outlining potential impacts of 6 bills recently passed there. Many already signed by GOP Governor Ron DeSantis, a Republican tender for president who's championed don't say gay and pronoun bills. Okay, obviously this has become a new tactic for civil rights groups, that if they're not getting everything they want, then they're going to call a state of emergency and travel advisories for places they don't like. See, here's the thing. This is not about LGBTQ. Nobody cares if people are gay. Nobody cares if they're bi. Nobody cares if they're lesbians. Nobody cares if they're trans. Nobody cares if they call themselves queer or two-spirit or, any of number of the euphemisms that they use. Nobody cares. Live your fucking life. The bills that have been passed have not been against the LGBTQ community. They haven't. What they've done is said, look, we don't push a bunch of sexual shit on kids intentionally. Okay? Because they'll say, oh, well, what about the Hooters has a kids menu? People go to Mardi Gras parades. Well, Mardi Gras parades aren't for kids either. Even the family friendly ones aren't for kids. I saw the Amazing Atheist make that stupid point. Well, people go to the Mardi Gras parades. I grew up in New Orleans, and even the family-friendly ones, sometimes women flash their boobs for little trinkets. Yeah, but and guess what? Many years ago, they made that illegal in New Orleans Mardi Gras. Now, it still happens, sure, but the Mardi Gras parade, I wouldn't take my kids to a Mardi Gras parade. I'm not going to take my kid to a pride parade. I'm not going to take my kid to the strip joint or a drag show or a porno movie because it's not for kids. And also the idea that you can start taking medically altering children while they're kids because the doctor said that would you rather have a trans kid or a dead kid? Well, that's first of all, that's some That's a medical malpractice blackmail, if you ask me. How about giving some therapy to kids if you think they might be suicidal, rather than starting cutting off body parts or making them permanently, permanently sexually lack of function? Why are we sterilizing? Why are you starting a process that sterilizes a child while they're too young to even have a sensation of sexual gratification? What are you doing? You're saying they're calling that a state of emergency. You're saying because we don't want to have, child-friendly drag shows, or there's a video on Twitter. This is a family-friendly pride parade, right? And in this family-friendly pride parade, one of the trucks going by with an exhibit, there was a guy basically in chaps with no pants underneath, and there's a guy, and he's strapped to the back of a pickup truck, and the other guy's spanking him with whips and whatever, sex toy whips. Oh, that's family friendly? Oh, gee, it's the S&M circus for children. Yeah, it's not. The idea that they're under attack is nonsense. No, and in fact, guess what? There's a lot of gay and lesbian and bisexual people, and even some trans people, who think that you motherfuckers have gone so far overboard on some of this shit that they're even saying, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. So, Human Rights Campaign, go fuck yourself. You're just trying to play a political game, and CNN putting this picture on front, this picture right here, this is a freaking joke. These morons, if there's 50 of them across the entire country, I'd be shocked. And I bet out of the 50 that they show up in wherever they show up, I'll bet you 42 of them are feds playing a trip up game on some dumbasses. And guess what? Nobody supports these dumbasses. These guys are fucking idiots. Even if they're fake or they're real, either way, they're dumbasses. Y'all pissing me off. Whew, you'd think Gunfox sent me an article or something. Good morning, Maddie. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're feeling well. And Anonymity T2, aka Terminator. Hello. What's up? Anyone else sneak in while I was my blood was boiling? I don't know. Trippy Liberty's in the house. What's up? Nice to see you. If I missed you, keep talking. I'll figure it out. So anyway, yeah. So let's see. They continue here. 19 states have laws restricting gender-affirming care. Excuse me. That's an interesting way to put it. That's an gender-affirming care. Really? I wish, I bet some of those states have laws against anorexia-affirming care too. Hello, Jim Beam. What's up? And they're anti-LGBTQs. No, it's not an anti-LGBTQ plus bill. If you're LGBTQ plus, an adult, do whatever the fuck you want with your body. Turn yourself into a fucking tiger. Cut your nuts off and hang them around your ears like earrings. I don't care. But for children who cannot discern a decision of something in the future, that has no idea what they're doing to themselves, and the parents who are not smart enough to ask the questions, hey, what happens if they change their mind? Oh, well, sorry, we already sterilized them for life. Hey, what if they change their mind? Well, sorry, this puberty blocker is going to cause them not to have normal bone density, and they'll have a there'll be stunted growth for life. But hey, at least we stopped them from. Stopped them from maybe thinking about suicide. Hey, how about doing some counseling? That might stop them too. Jesus Christ. Sheograth, what's happening? By the way, this show is brought to you by you. Please hit the like button while you're here. Share the stream. And please consider putting a couple couple bucks in the tip jar, it pops up in the stream, in the link, in the. Is it popping up in the chat? No, what the hell's going on? Everything's going wrong today. Everything's going wrong. Let's see if I can get this stupid thing working. Oh, you don't need to see that, I guess. Here, let me go do this. Oh, I'm not even logged in. What the fuck? I had to like I said, I had to restart the computer twice this morning. I don't know why that would affect a online Streamlabs thingy or bobber, but it did. Oh, what the hell? I'm getting this garbage. All right, CloudBot. Timers. Are they working? I'm turning them off. Oh, they're not even on. How'd they get turned off? What the F is going on here? All right, that should be working. You should be getting messages. So here's the thing. Hi, honey. Good thing I'm listening in a private room. Fuck right. Hello, dear. Why are you listening? Aren't you working? Anyway, yeah. I'm going to change Twitter Tuesday to the $2 Tuesday. I'm going to challenge everybody to throw $2 in the tip jar today because I've got some shit coming up that I'm going to be out of work for a while. You know, the hip thing. All right. So, yay. State of emergency. Oh my God, these people. It's unbelievable. Now I got a bunch of notifications here. What are my notifications? Okay, thank you. Yeah, just click it. YouTube and Rumble. Thank you. DSA Mining Dan, nice to see you. Welcome. By the way, if you're new, and if you're here and you're new, make sure you're subscribed, or if you're visiting, make sure you're subscribed just real quick. That's my only requirement to be in the chat. It doesn't have to be for any particular period of time. The reason I do that is because I don't want to get any more of those stupid, sex website bots that show up in the chat that got me suspended one time. And not because I wanted him here, because YouTube allowed the fucking username. All right, this one's gonna be demonetized. Okay, what else is going on? So I had some things in my bookmarks. Well, let's go here first. Speaking of, now here's the funny thing. So we have the CNN state of emergency, or the Human Rights Campaign state of emergency, right? Anti-LGBTQ laws restricting gender affirming care. Well, guess what? Human Rights Campaign, or whatever the hell you're called. Sounds like Norway is on board too. Okay, so it's not just the United States. It's not just Ron DeSantis. What do they call him? They used to call him. What was the nickname? Not Trump's nickname for him. Anyway, Norway bans child sex changes. Joins Finland, Sweden, and the UK in rejecting gender ideology. Just in time for Pride Month. Okay, good. So here it is. Last week, the Norwegian Healthcare Investigation Board announced it would be revising its current guidelines regarding so-called gender-affirming care, which is actually it's gender-denying harm. It's whatever. Sex box are a sign that you made it, P-Dog. No, it's not. They're just annoying. Hello, GDSOB, by the way. Everyone say hi to my lovely wife, by the way. Lady Boomer's here. I am here and I am nude. How did you know? Look, AD, I can't see you. Thank God. And so whatever. Death Santis, that's what they used to call him. Anyway, last week, Norwegian Healthcare Investigation Board announced it would be revising its current guidelines regarding so-called gender-affirming care, which I call gender-denying harm, for minors because it no longer considers them to be evidence-based. It's funny how these countries that have been doing this far longer than we have been doing it in the United States are deciding that this maybe wasn't the best thing that they decided to do. Kind of stupid, and especially with the young girls. Anyway, here we go. The board also acknowledged that the growing number of teenage girls identifying as male post-puberty remains understudied. Oh, you think? Oh my gosh. Under the proposed updated guidelines, the use of puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and transition-related surgery would be restricted to research context and no longer provided in clinical settings. Norway joins Finland, Sweden, and the United Kingdom in introducing greater safeguarding for children. In the United States, 8 states have thus far banned affirmative care for individuals under 18, with Tennessee being the latest to pass such legislation. So you know how whenever you talk about capitalism, right? You talk about capitalism, and then you talk about socialism. People are like, how socialism sucks. And capitalism actually brought more people out of poverty, more people out of hunger situations, whatever. It's fed many more people than any other system in the world. And then people say, well, socialism, and then you say socialism works, and then some nut job says, well, socialism works in the Nordic countries, Sweden and Norway and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? First of all, those are not socialist countries. They are capitalist countries. They just have more social services than other countries because they don't pay for their own fucking militaries. But anyway, so now you can say, hey, guess what? You think these very enlightened Nordic countries that you're always yapping about, you think they're so great? Well, guess what? They're doing the same thing as they did in Florida and Tennessee and South Dakota and Oklahoma, where they're not doing gender affirming care on children anymore. So I bet you just love those countries. Now, where's the human rights campaign on the state of emergency in Norway, Sweden, and what's the other one? I know UK and Sweden, Finland. Finland's a huge country. Actually, I think each of those countries have about 5 million people, except for the UK, which has about 39 million, or no, 65 million in the UK. Anyway, now it's good that more professional organizations are recognizing the experimental nature of this approach to children. It's absolutely experimental. None of these drugs they use for puberty blockers. Did you know none of them are approved by the FDA? None of the procedures, nothing. There's no standard of care. The only standard of care they use is from the World Professional Association of Transgender Health, which is really basically just a medical advocacy group led by a bunch of transgender doctors. So anyway, an existing body of research shows that most kids with gender dysphoria grow to be comfortable in their bodies upon undergoing puberty. And those wishing to transition suddenly post-puberty may be experiencing a social contagion. Oh my God, they know. Not like we have been saying that for several years now. These studies have been dismissed because they don't fit the preferred activist narrative. That's true. Now, the narrative, however, will continue to fall apart. A recent paper in the Academic Journal of Archives of Sexual Behavior discusses how the placebo effect has not been adequately taken into consideration when interpreting newer findings supporting transitioning in children. Although the term placebo effect is commonly referred to a patient's response to an intervention that is ineffective, it can also describe the beneficial psychological and physical effects associated with undergoing treatment as opposed to the treatment itself. So, here's something that you'll hear a lot. And I heard it recently again. I saw it on Instagram. One of my friend's kids posted something that said, well, the satisfaction rate on different types of surgeries is much better for people who transition than it is for people who have just other types of surgery. So people who have a knee surgery have like a 7% regret rate. And people who have this kind of surgery have a 10% regret rate, where transgender people only have a 1% regret rate. Now, you may have remembered a couple months ago, maybe 2-3 months ago, I was reading this article that they put on, this is CNN, that said people who've gone I think it was on puberty blocks or gender affirming care are almost like 99% satisfaction rate with their care. Do you remember reading that? And then so we go in and we read the article and we open up the study and we find out that the study only goes between 0. Again, it's a survey, by the way. That's all it is. It's a survey. 0. The interviews they did were 6 months after they went under whatever care they went under, whatever gender affirming type care they have, mostly transition surgeries. 6 months. They did not study out past 6 months. Now, when he says, or whoever's the artist wrote this article, he or she's whatever. Oh, it's Deborah So she. So when she says the placebo effect And they're talking about they're happy with their surgery 6 months afterwards. Literally, this was someone actually posted a study that they studied people 6 months after the surgery. They had a high satisfaction rate. Now we know that there are other studies out there where they say that the ideation of self-ending is still 40% among transgender people post-surgery. 40% self-ending ideation rate, right? But that the average number of years post is 7 years. So basically, sure, 6 months after you do it, you're like, oh, you have this euphoria that everything's better and I feel good and I'm so happy they did this, yada, yada, yada. 7 years down the line, they still have a 40% ideation, suicide rate, self-ending rate. And we see this in one of the most famous or made famous transgender people, not Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner, but Jazz Jennings. We're already seeing kind of the deterioration of Jazz Jennings' feelings towards their surgery. And mom is having to doing the dilations and shit like that. So it's crazy that study was even put out. But anyway, so for example, taking part in a study often delivers special attention to a patient and the expectation that their conditions, say gender dysphoria, will be improved. Well, this may be a positive thing in a therapeutic setting. It's not something researchers should want to have confounding study results, because the purpose of research is to objectively determine whether or not a treatment works. This is especially important when evaluating interventions that can have implications for a young person's fertility, future sexual functioning, and long-term health. Now, that's the other thing. If you're only asking them 6 months later and you're just doing a survey, well, aren't they supposed to be happy? So is it that they're answering a survey because they're answering the way it's supposed to be, that this is supposed to be good for you, even if they're in any kind of agony? This is supposed to make them feel better. Do they feel better than before they had the surgery? Well, how do you know? How do you even know? So thank you, Tyler Alexander, dropping a small bullet in the tip jar, who says socialism can work, but only in small communities where everyone is literally reliant on their neighbor for things. Population over 100, it will eventually become corrupt. This cut believes they will all be artists. Wrong. To the factory's comrade. Yes, that's a very astute point there, Tyler Alexander. Yeah, socialism works great in a family. You know, if you're, that's kind of what the family is. The family is socialism. Unfortunately, when you get, like Tyler said, if you get out more than 100 people, there's some power structure. There's people who complain, well, that person's not doing as much work as I am. I should have more. And they're right. You know, if you do all the work, you should have some spoils of it. So you should have the spoils of your labor, and not, even if you're working for someone else's country. That's not what I'm talking about. All right. Good morning to my favorite Canadian Jaeger pony who's in the house. Nice to see him. So anyway, this article will be out. Yeah. How about that though? Did Human Rights Campaign declare a state of emergency in Norway? Maybe they should. I don't know. All right. The other one, this is great. This one is great. In fact, let me check Twitter real quick. Hundreds of white women. Let's see. Hundreds of white. Here it is. This is CNN. Oh my God. When I saw this tweet of a headline that's happening on the internet, I literally, now, you know, they say the word LOL, laugh out loud. Well, I literally laughed out loud when I saw it. Ladies and gentlemen, wait till you see this one. Here it is, CNN. Hundreds of white women gathered at the Colorado Capitol to use their privilege in a silent sit-in to demand Governor Jared Polis ban guns and create a gun buyback program. How special is this? Oh, poor kid Jazz was born to a narcissist mother and a spineless father. Oh, I'm telling you. Suicide ideation rate is a bit misleading, though. Most normal people do not ever get asked, have you ever thought about suicide lately? So nothing to really compare it to. Oh, I'm sorry. The suicide. And I say ideation. No, I meant the actual rate. The rate is far higher among transgender people. All right. Hundreds of white. Oh, I already said that. Isn't that a great headline? Yes, Mike Savage. We talked about this yesterday. It is anti-constitutionalist. This is, and I wait. Haven't seen this one for a while. So anyway, we'll go through some of the responses to that, but I want to go through the article a little bit. Hundreds of white women, not white men.
You're fucking a white
but man. White women gather at Colorado Capitol after plea from women of color. Oh, after plea from women of color to use their privilege to demand action on gun violence. Now, wait till you hear who it is, because it's not like they were asked by the entire freaking community of women of color. I'll put that so you can see it. But they're very specific people. And I don't know if you know who this is, but wait. Women sitting quietly, extra doubt. Oh, oh, Avocados Diabli. Women sitting quietly, extra doubt. Oh, snap. Okay, so hundreds of white women. Now, this is, first of all, the fact that CNN wrote it this way is amazing to me. And so we'll look at who wrote it in a minute. But hundreds of white women gathered at the Colorado Capitol Monday morning, with more expected to show up throughout the day. Oh, wait a minute. So you say with more expected to show up throughout, really? Do you really think so? Or is it that you have... So I looked at this crowd, right? And they say hundreds. And this is supposed to be all of them, right? The hundreds. Well, it may be a couple hundred, so it's in fact hundreds. But anyway, and they, with more expected to show up throughout the day, are you sure to use their privilege in a silent sit-in to demand Governor Jared Polis ban guns and create a gun buyback program? Clearly unconstitutional. The sit-in also comes amid a national debate over gun control and nearly 2 months after Polis signed into law 4 gun control bills, including one to expand the state's red flag law, which is also probably unconstitutional. Here for the Kids, okay, that's the name of the organization, a movement created after a mass shooting in Nashville in March left 6 people dead, including 3 children. Oh, in Nashville? Is that the one where we still haven't seen the manifesto? I'm not sure. It was founded by, listen to who this is founded by, and if you don't know who they are, we'll get to that. Founded by 2 women of color. So wait a minute. Now again, in the headline, after a plea from women of color. I was expecting this to be like hundreds of women of color ask these 100 white women to, use their privilege, right? But it's just 2 women of color. And these are 2 women of color who are amazing. It was founded by 2 women of color, Syra Rao, if you don't know who that is, who is South Asian American, and Tina Strawn, who is black. Both are mothers. Yeah, they're a mother, all right. Oh, you meant like they have children. Okay, never mind. Strawn told CNN the movement calls for white women to be at the forefront of the sit-in because we know what happens when we show up with demands. Oh, yeah. Fire, burning buildings, looting. No, I didn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I'm a black man. I shouldn't talk like that. We know what happens when we show up in large numbers to fight for our rights. We've been doing it for generations. We are always the ones whose bodies are in the most danger and the most risk. Strawn, an author and owner of the Speaking of Racism podcast, said, So it appealed me very much that this was actually the time where we are asking black folks and other marginalized and vulnerable communities to sit this one out and allow white women and their privileged bodies, their privilege and their power to show up. It's time for them to show up, Strawn added. The movement has garnered support from the entertainment industry, including from white actresses. Amy Schumer, yes! Yes! And Michaela Watkins and Lake Bell, who I have no idea who they are. Watkins, who showed up at the Colorado Capitol early Monday and plans to stay until late in the evening. Oh, she's staying... She still spent early Monday and she's going to stay all the way till early in the evening. Oh, wow. Praise on whatever her name is, Watkins. Told CNN her initial response to the call to action for mainly white women to participate was, what? Just white women? That sounds just exclusive, which is great because I'm a superstar. But she understood what the founders meant. Quote, white women statistically have been the least likely to be arrested, assaulted by police officers. And so we just said, okay, if marginalized communities have been just traumatized over and over and over again, I guess we just come together, Watkins told CNN. As cars drove by and honked in support of the protest. Are you sure they were honking in support of the protest? And there's a bunch of chicks out there. You think they're just honking in protest, or are they just honking at, some, creepy dudes honking at chicks? I'm just curious. Anyway, we are the biggest voting bloc in this country. No, you're not. No. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yes. There are slightly more women and men in this country, right? Okay, there's slightly more women than men, but are all women in agreement on everything? Are all women in agreement on everything? That's a dumb question. Hi, Swirly, what's up? How does one tell if the honk is in support? That's a great question, Advocatus Diabli. Very bell-worthy. Watkins told CNN's car. Okay, we're the biggest bloating bloc in the country. Guess what? Not all women agree with you on this. Not all women agree with you on anything. I mean, you can take any issue that you say, oh, this is a women's issue. I mean, look at abortion. There's a huge number of women who are anti-abortion. And there's a huge number of women who are for abortion, for keeping it legal. It's like you're not a voting bloc unless every single one of you believe the same thing, which you do not. 10 women will give you at least 12 opinions. Straight up. So she also said, for me, it was very confronting. It was like, I am an activist, but am I really willing to put myself on the line? Oh, yeah. Gonna go sit on a blanket like at picnic time in front of a Capitol? Yeah. Oh my gosh. The chance for harm and the strain, and you're going to be there from early morning till early evening. My gosh, you're going to be there a whole maybe 7-8 hours, maybe sitting and holding a sign and singing songs and chanting and whatever. Oh my gosh, the sacrifice that you are making is just incredible. I don't even know what to say. I bow down to you. Good God. Anyway, what else do you say? When asked, am I willing to put myself in the line? When asked, was it her response to the other white women who feel uncomfortable with the movement? Well, what? What movement? Now, they move on. This is apolitical. It affects everyone. Now, here they go with this mass shooting statistic again. Now, they do this. This is a propaganda campaign. if it's very propagandistic, because when someone puts together the words mass shooting, okay, because the way it's reported on TV, on cable news, on CBS, NBC, ABC, whatever, the words mass shooting bring to mind someone with a large weapon or multiple weapons going in a random place and shooting up a bunch of people, right? That's what I think of when I hear the words mass shooting. And that's what most people think of. So when they go to the gun violence archive and go to say, they say there have been at least 276 mass shootings in the U.S. this year. Obviously, you have not, every major, like the Nashville and the ones, Pulse nightclub and all those, when it is one of those mass shootings that we like, that they like to promote, and I'm saying promote, I don't say they like to report, they like to promote them. Particularly when they have the right weapon and the right demographics involved. Okay. So for example, whenever there's a mass event like this, when a AR-15 is involved, it's front page news. All right. Even if the demographics don't exactly fit what they wanted to be. So for example, in Nashville, the trans identifying female who thought she's a man, went in with a big pew-pew and shot a bunch of people. It made huge news because of the weapon, and then it died down because no one wants to talk about the manifesto. Okay? But it makes the news, right? Have you seen reports on, this is CNN, on 276 mass shootings this year? Like, that's more than there are days. Have you seen 2 a day? No. Why? Because the Gun Violence Archive definition of mass shooting defines a mass shooting as one in which at least 4 people are shot, excluding the shooter, okay? Which happens every day in several large cities, okay? And I would say the vast majority of these are with handguns. But handguns right now are not the ones they're trying to ban. They're going to try to work their way down the line from bigger guns, the scarier looking ones, and then they'll probably work their way backwards. So they go, which defines a mass shooting as one in which at least 4 people are shot, excluding the shooter. Colorado suffered several mass shootings since the deadly Columbine shooting in '99. So they're going back. Going back to 1999. They're going back 24 years. And then they have the nightclub in Colorado Springs that the gentleman that identifies as non-binary did. In 2021, firearms accounted for nearly 19% of deaths for those aged 1 to 18, according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Wonder database, and nearly 3,600 children died in gun-related incidents that year. Now, again, when they say gun-related incidents, some of them are self-endings, some of them are accidents, and some are this other bullshit that people are actually killing other people. But they go back and forth in this. On statistics, they go from Colorado, but then they go up 3,600 died in gun-related incidents that year. The gun violence, particularly school shootings, has Wolf Terry, a volunteer with the movement, who is also white, nervous for a 5-year-old daughter who is autistic. So, but they don't. Also, they don't tell you there's 130,000. Schools in the United States, K through 12, 130,000 schools. If you take up the last 10 years, 0.08, this happened to 0.08% of schools. So, not that it's any better. It does happen, but the reason you think it happens all the time is because, one, every school shooting is national news. And then you see a statistics that says there's 276 mass shootings this year so far, and you equate the two, you think, oh my gosh, there was a shooting at school and there's been 276 mass shootings this year. I didn't even hear about them. That's because they're usually gang violence in the hood, or a robbery in the some urban area, or the south side of Chicago, or Baltimore, or Los Angeles, or Houston, or Detroit. Hello, Jack Gunsky. What's up? So let's see. Now she says, if my child is even in a lockdown drill, we will not be able to stomach it, to handle it, to participate in it without having a meltdown. Terry told CNN. If there was an active shooter at his school, he'd be the first to be shot alongside his classmate, because he would be loud and he'd be scared and he wouldn't be able to control his response and situation. And so every day it sticks with me. That's because they've been trying to get you to think that. They've been trying to get you to. It's like, look, when I was a kid, we had tornado drills and civil defense drills. Okay. In fact, I think we did the civil defense drill once a month. So we had that drill where, if they do the practice bell, and you go sit along the wall with your, on the wall with your heads and your hands over your head, in case of a nuclear attack. Now, most kids probably weren't flexible enough to just reach their head all the way through and kiss their asses goodbye, because if it's a nuclear attack, sitting in the corner of the room with your hands over your heads ain't going to help. Okay. But we had them. Yes, we had them. And the odds, were pretty small that was going to happen, even though we were in the middle of the Cold War. But, so, they've really, I don't know. They've really gone in a weird direction with this. But anyway, so here is here's what Here's for the Kids is proposing in Colorado. The executive order Here for Kids has proposed for Polis, who's the governor of Colorado, to sign, calls for the governor to, quote, ban the use, loading, possession, or carrying of all firearms in Colorado, including but not limited to firearms for personal protection, hunting, law enforcement, or any otherwise lawful purpose, and create a statewide gun buyback program. So they want to go full Australia on this, right? Which, boy, there's going to be a lot of boating accidents in Colorado if they even think of doing this. But again, so this is clearly unconstitutional in the United States of America. A spokesman for Polis said the governor's staff has met with the organizers of the group. You should not have given them 1 second of your day, and have expressed concerns that the requests being made are either unconstitutional or require legislative action. Duh. Oh, hello, Brent Hayes. The governor takes the weighty responsibility of executive action and the trust of Coloradans placed on him to govern responsibly, seriously, and will not issue an unconstitutional order that will be struck down in court simply to make a public relations statement. He will continue to focus on real solutions to help make Colorado one of the 10 safest states, the spokesman said in a statement to CNN. These individual calls to improve safety and prevent gun violence. Okay, y'all motherfuckers need to stop saying gun safety, too. You're not asking for gun safety. You are not asking for gun safety. Gun safety is educating your child on, if they see a firearm in your home, what to do and what not to do. That's gun safety. Gun safety is, learning how to use your gun properly and storing it properly in a safe place where you can get it when you need it. That's gun safety. That is a personal responsibility. That is not the responsibility of the state. When they say gun safety, they mean gun control. They use safety because it sounds so much nicer. We just want to promote gun safety. No, you want to take people's guns. You'd want them to not be allowed to have them. And you're doing it to law-abiding citizens, not the criminals who most of the time get their guns somehow illegally. Okay? You don't give a shit about gun safety. Gun safety is knowing trigger control and where your muzzle's pointed at all times. That's gun safety. Anyway, these individual calls to improve gun safety and prevent gun violence. No, it's people violence. There is no such thing as gun violence. It's people violence. Now, if you do some measures to take care of some of the people violence, I would be very excited. Through their specific request for an executive order banning all guns would simply be unconstitutional. At least the governor has gotten it right on this. Now, both Rao and Strawn said lawmakers have failed to curb gun violence. How would the lawmakers and the governor curb gun violence? Well, maybe we could have how about some public safety, aka more police? And when asked if the new gun control laws in Colorado were a start, Rao said no, because despite current state laws aimed to prevent them, gun deaths still persist. State legislation does not work. Why? Because guns can cross state lines. If you can print guns with 3D printers, Rao said, state legislation is not working. It's just not working. It doesn't matter what. Well, then what the freaking racket would this executive order do? If you just said it right there, because guns can cross state lines, criminals can get guns. Criminals are going to get guns if you ban them outright. If you take every law-abiding citizen's gun, only the law-abiding citizens comply with the law. The criminals will not comply with your stupid-ass law. And they're not going to sell their gun back to you because they got beef with some idiot on the other side of the neighborhood. So this is stupid. Now, since I'm out of time almost already, I do want to, for lack of a better term, give you a taste of Sarah Rao. Excuse me. I really apologize for phrasing it that way. But let's look up Sarah Rao. Okay, Sarah. Hang on a second. I got to look it up. She might have been banned from Twitter at one point. She's a crackpot. Let me see. Sarah Rao. Let's find her name and I'll look it up. She is brilliant. Okay, we've talked about her before, but where the hell is there? Where is it? Sarah. I want to make sure I spell it. Here we go. Sarah Rao. Sarah Rao. This person's a gem. A gem. Here we go. Let's see if we can find her. There she is. Oh, wait. Is that her? Ah, yes. Race 2D, deconstructing Karen and white women. Everything you already know about your own racism and how to do better. So this is, they have do they have an interview with her? No, those are white women. Sorry. This is some, here, I'll put this, there's a CNN, interview on here. Let's see. I'm going to show you this. CNN this morning. I don't think you have to be a mother to see the logic in prioritizing children's lives over gun ownership. I can walk and chew gum, lady. So there you go. Let's, oh my gosh, is there another one? How many times did they put this up? Here in Denver, here for the kids. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's because she's retweeting it. So here's the, we'll go a little over today because I want to put this one on. Let's get this. I'm going to open it up. Let me copy the tweet. We'll put it behind the article here. Let's see how This Is CNN has promoted this.
Are now the leading cause of.
Okay, so you're going to say that gun is the leading cause of death. That is a lie that someone made up because they added the 18 into the 0 to 17 to get this number.
Guns in this country are now the leading cause of death for children and teenagers. That's right. Well, above everything else, surpassing.
By the way, deaths are rare among children and teenagers. So that's another reason probably why. Doesn't make it any better that it happens, but it's also false. They took the statistic from 0 to 17 and added in 18 to make this true, but but anyway.
Car crashes. And a group of women in Colorado are gathering this morning at the state's capital in Denver to demand action. They don't just want to limit guns. They are calling for a ban.
Okay, I can already hate this woman's voice. Why is she doing that vocal fry the whole time? Yeah.
In the state, a complete ban of guns. The organization is called, and the event is called Here for the Kids.
Here for the kids.
Say they're going to hold a sit-in, quote, until
do it for the children.
Governor Jared Polis signs an executive order to ban guns and implement a statewide buyback program.
Not gonna
you should
happen.
note this group is founded by Black, Indigenous women of color and, quote, respectfully.
That is a lie. It's sounded by two people. One's a Black woman and one is a East Asian woman. So oh, good Lord. But see, she can use the label.
Asks white women to put their bodies on the ground because, quote, historically, white women are the least likely to be brutalized by police. Joining us now are two moms.
You know who really are least likely to be brutalized from police? Especially at protests? People who don't fight the police. People who don't throw shit at the police. People who don't. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I don't want to hear the two moms. I'm gonna leave this in here because I just want to get. I want to give you a taste of Saira Rao. I know that's terrible phrasing, but let's go down her timeline. I'm gonna leave that open. Let's go over here to her timeline. She's the one who had these dinners or whatever. Oh, her whole timeline is about the protest. So I guess I'm not going to do that. But here's what I'll do. I got an idea. Let's go look her up on the old web search. See, Saira. Is it R-O-A or it's R-A-O? Because she has an organization that is amazing. She has an amazing organization. Oh my gosh, it's all about this stupid gun thing. Saira wants to... Oh! She wants the power of white women to repeal the gun ownership. Here we go. Everything you need to know about racism. Everything you need to know about everything you need to know about your own racism. So she points at white people as all racists, and she makes sure that she emphasizes this. So here it is. Everything you need to know about your own racism with Saira Rao. Although not everyone is able to digest radical honesty about racism, Saira Rao is here to talk about in a courageous and raw way. In this episode, Chantal and Saira talk about racism and how white supremacy and saviorism. Now, it's interesting she goes into saviorism, the white savior, but then she has a bunch of white women go to the Capitol and protest. She doesn't want any women of color there. She wants the white saviors to go save them. Interesting. Are still a massive problem in a world where everyone is more racist than they would like to admit. They also talk about how Saira makes this situation visible through projects like her movie, Deconstructing Karen, her book, White Women, Everything You Already Know About Your Own Racism and How to Do Better, and the discussions space, Race to Dinner. Now we're going to go to Race to Dinner because this is the one that, Race to Dinner. Let's see if there's I want to find it. Here it is, Race to Dinner. This is racetodinner.com. And this is, you may remember this now because these are the two women who bring a bunch of white women to the table and they talk about why all the white women are racist. Our mission, initiating radically honest conversations that enable each of us to acknowledge, understand, and take personal responsibility for stopping the harm done to ourselves and to each other. Conversations that acknowledge how we are complicit in creating, enabling, and engaging in oppression. Conversations that can lead to liberation for us all in a white supremacy culture those conversations necessarily center on the dismantling of whiteness and white supremacy. Okay. Hi, Green Badger Outdoors, by the way. I see you there. Oh, I want one of the videos. Damn it. I don't have time. Damn. Here, 2023 dinners. Maybe they'll be near that. Nope, they're sold. These are selling out. These are selling out. It's amazing. And they're $2,500 a piece. Basically what they do, okay, a bunch of white women pay $2,500 a piece to come sit down and have dinner with these two, and there's a third that is there sometimes. And these two basically tell them why they're racist for hours. I swear, it is amazing. Let's see if we can find a YouTube of this, because you just got to see something. Let's see. Let's go under YouTube search, and we'll go race to dinner. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Race to Dinner founders host dinner with white women to discuss racism. Oh, this is they're on Dr. Phil. They're on Dr. Phil. Here we go. Here's one. How long is this one? This is 3 minutes. Here's an example of Race to Dinner.
People know how to talk. We don't always know how to communicate, especially when discussing race. Talking about race respectfully is the goal of Dinner and Dialogue every Tuesday night at Trinity United Methodist in Denver.
Wait,
Katie Eastman pulled up a seat.
Some conversations are easier than others.
Okay, this isn't it.
But it's the tough ones that bring people closer.
Okay, this isn't it. This isn't it.
Everyone in the basement of Trinity United.
Let's try this again. Let's just try one. I gotta see one. Race to Dinner asks white women to acknowledge racism. Let's see.
What is like the tangible work that these women do?
This is Syra
They're
Rao on the
there,
left.
they open up to whatever extent they're, allowing themselves to and receiving whatever you all are telling them. What is the desired outcome? They go back into their communities and their social circles and do what?
Talk. Stop the nonsense. I want to add, because I think we missed Indigenous
It is
and Black people
self-flagellation
on
for
the
these women
bottom.
who
Okay.
pay for this.
Talk to your husbands. These men that are creating the violence out there, these are their husbands, their sons, their brothers, their grandfathers, their uncles. So talk to those people. Talk to other white women. Open up your mouth, call a thing, and quit pretending like you don't see the violence and the nonsense. Stop pretending. Just because you pretend you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I always want to say, now I get it. There's violence everywhere, and men are far more violent than women. But do you think this woman goes back and sees the violence that maybe is within her own community? Sure, people should see the violence within their community and try to stop it. Does she do that? I'm not going to go with this. Anyway, if you ever want a good laugh, I'll put Syra Rowe's Twitter feed in the links today, and you can go down her Twitter feed because she's amazing. I got to tell you, she's just amazing. I used to think that she was a troll because some of the things that she tweets are just phenomenal, but it seems to be caught up on gun violence right now. Here, I scroll down a little bit. This is now this one I maybe could be a little more reasonable. Aside from violence surrounding the monarchy, it's straight up embarrassing how many of you are obsessed with these people. Why? Well, yeah, that's a good question. Oh, a black man was lynched in a New York subway, and 3 mass shootings happened in Mississippi yesterday, and all the media cares about is King Charles. The entire system has to burn, and it is. Let's see. Karen, okay, never mind. She's got a lot of hair for the kids. Here, let's see what she says here.
For a screening of I'm here in Vancouver for a screening of Deconstructing Karen, and I was just sitting having lunch with Regina and Lisa Bond, and our phones were blowing up from white women organizers for Here for the Kids who live in Atlanta who can't reach their kids because there's an active shooter in Atlanta right now. Can't get in touch with their kids, or they're getting texts that their kids' schools are on lockdowns. This is inhumane. This is actually inhumane.
That was the fake one in Atlanta that didn't turn out to be a school shooting.
Nothing has worked. Nothing has worked since Columbine. More legislation has not worked. With more legislation, we have more and more mass death, right? It needs to end. We need a federal ban on guns. We need a repeal of the Second Amendment. That is what June 5th is.
So that's what she's looking for, is a repeal of the Second Amendment.
What can I do? What can I do? That's what you can do, white women. Get your to Denver on June 5th. That is it. We can put an end to this nightmare. Our kids deserve to live.
All right. So, this is even the tip of the iceberg with her. She is, I used to see her tweets and I used to think, is that real? Is that real? Is that real? Exclusive opportunity to race to dinner, Deconstructing Karen screening in London. Oh, yippee. I think we'll have to find that movie, Deconstructing Karen, and see how it is. A substitute teacher in Wellston, Oklahoma, has been arrested for having a relationship with a 15-year-old student. They would make out in school, and she'd send him nudes. Say hello to the wife of Wellston Chief of Police, daughter of Wellston Mayor Emmy Delaney Hancock. This is called sexual abuse, not a relationship. Oh, well, at least that. Now, look, that's not her tweeting that. She retweeted that. But, yeah, we need more people saying that with the teachers having sex with their students. That's kind of an epidemic. Anyway, she's on a gun kick right now, so I'll move on. But that's it for today, guys. Hey, before you do anything, thank you again to Alexander for sponsoring the show. We need more of that, please. But I get it. Hit the like button, share the stream. Dawg Knight Live, 24 hours a day. Venmo, Cash App in the description down below. Super chats and Rumble rants are all appreciated. I will put the links that I have done today, obviously very limited due to the fact that I got home so late, but I seem to be able to fill the time, didn't I? I'm so glad that I am getting better at filling time and coming up with, little quips every once in a while. Well, I'm not going to apologize for the rant. That might be the most entertaining part of the show. Thank you, CNN and the Human Rights Watch, for giving me something to rant about this morning. And thank all of you who come here on a regular basis and make my day go so fast just because you all keep me going in the chat too. So I got to go, though. Thanks. See you tomorrow. My name's Dawg Knight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thanks for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.